Okay, hello everyone and welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a kind of fall inspired, but it's also like a very orange set. We didn't want to do like anything crazy, like super Halloween themed, or she didn't want to go like too far with the fall. She just wanted to have something that's kind of like in the transition period that we're kind of in, even with the weather, where it's like, although it's cooler in the morning, it is like getting up still to the 70s, like, 78 and stuff like that, but it's always a nice breeze. Now, I will say with her nails, you will notice that she is missing two nails, and it's on her, both of her pointer fingers, but basically she works at UPS, so she works with picking up boxes, a lot of stuff like that. So that's why some of her nails are missing. Before she used to work there, her nails would last her all the time, like a month, but she's cool with it, so am I. And then I did soak off both of her middle fingers because I noticed they were lifting just a little bit. All of her other fingers were fine, so it was no big deal. And then we did end up cutting them down because she wanted to have them cut down just a little bit. So I also had no problem doing that whatsoever. And I am going in right now. I'm going to be using the Typhoon Bit from Kiara Sky along with the Kiara Sky nail drill. And I'm using it on a speed of 20. You will see me later on increase to a speed of 28. Honestly, 28 worked a lot better. I felt like it just got down with more product, so that's what I would suggest. But as you can see, she is missing some of, she is missing the nails. But I think the nails held up pretty well. The only thing, her mat on the nail with like the classic nude, like the V-line French, it did get kind of stained. But she said it probably was a result of like working with the tape and then picking up the boxes and all that stuff. So it's completely fine. But if you all did want to see how I did the set the channel previously, I will link it up in the cards. But yeah, that was a really cute set and I did film it on the channel. That was one of the couple, is it like 2 or 3 videos back that I posted up? So definitely be sure to check that out. And yeah, you guys, also a tip when you're removing a lot of product is to file down. Like make sure when you're trying to remove product, you take it and you direct your e-file towards you, or like in a downward motion. Never go up towards a client because you're definitely going to cut them and it's going to cause the e-file like to roll. So yeah, that's the only thing I could suggest. And as you can see, like as I was telling you all with the dust collector, it does collect a lot of the dust. Some of the reason why, like I don't know if you all can tell, the dust is kind of getting everywhere, is because I do have a fan where I like have it kind of blow so that the smell of the monomer goes out. I also do have a candle lit, and honestly, I don't smell it at all. Like it keeps it down very well. And the other thing I can say is that after like using the Mia Secret monomer for so long, it is very, very strong. And here I use like all Valentino products, like as far as like the primer, the dehydrator, and along with the monomer as well. And their monomer, it doesn't have like a very strong odor to it. You can, it's monomer, you can smell it, but it's nowhere near as strong as Mia's Secret or even the Nail House monomer for that matter. So I really do like that the Valentino monomer is not as strong. And I did let you all know that they did have a sale before. I don't know if you all checked that out, but definitely if it's still going on, be sure to check it out because I got a pretty good deal. Also, just an FYI, you all will see my head kind of get into the frame a little bit. I tried not to do that so much, but it definitely did happen. Like you'll probably see the outline of my glasses and then also like my mask, but hey, at least I let you know I'm wearing a mask while I'm doing her nails. And yeah, so I'm just gonna let you all finish watching me file down these nails. And then like I said, I did end up soaking both of her middle fingers off, and all I did was take a clipper and I clipped down the length of the middle fingers, and then I went back in with the Typhoon Bit and I just thinned it out like really thin, so that way the acrylic would come off fairly quickly when I did the soak off clip. And then as I was waiting for those to soak off, I just went on and did the other nails, and I went ahead and prepped them, shaped them, all that stuff. And so that way by the time I was getting ready to apply the acrylic, all I had to do was put the new nail, nothing new, but the tip on both her middle finger and her index finger. So yeah, that's what I would suggest. Honestly, I love soak off clips for that reason. So if you don't have any, definitely be sure to get some. because it allows you to be able to work with the client's hand. Like if you not like, especially if you're doing a fill and they broke, you need to do a nail repair and some nails, you should have to have them soak their finger in a bowl, then you can't get to the rest of their finger because the rest of their hands, because they have to kind of keep the other fingers from getting into the bowl, and then they just have that one finger in the bowl soaking off. So definitely work smarter, not harder.
You're the lawyer, Agent Lee. You feel you need counsel, by all means, call someone.
I never knowingly had any contact with petty officers.
Okay, and then right here, I'm using a 100 grit nail file. This is from Pana, and I'm just using this to, again, shape up the nail. And then when I do the sides, I just kind of go at a 45-degree angle, just because she wants them tapered in a little bit. So that's what I did for her there. And yeah, that's all that I really did. And like I said, to trim down some of the length, because she did want them cut down a little bit, I just took a clipper and I just clipped it down. You all have seen me do it before on the channel, so I didn't include it here. But yeah, it's fairly simple to do. And I'm just going in and filing and shaping up the sides of the nail.
If you check my report documents for that week, you'll find them.
Should be a problem there. Thank you, Agent Lee. You asked me to get that down on the way out. Sounds incredible. That's what the Fargo said to me. Forgive. Check these files from the days that Fargo called. See if she logged in there with full background checks on all of them. Reed, Keating, Liner, former back card, credit card. Got it. Any update with the hard drive? Oh, we're still trying to crack the encryption, but there may be another. See, I think that we can find out what classified material Fargo is downloading. Oh, right. The only information we have is the file's hash number. Every file has one, no two are the same. So if we can access the Pentagon system, we can scan for that hash number, and it should lead us to the cloud of Fargo down. Of course, we would have to go through some channels. That's the fastest way. Maybe you might ask me then. We didn't have this conversation.
It's true. TV really knows that tech fast. It's really not a scam.
I never thought I'd say it, truly mean it, but it's good to see you. I miss you too, brother. First USS Ronald Reagan, now the Seahawk. I was like, flood.
Life in the ocean will be hard. Discouraged competition. Hawkswell. And tell me this. How does that scourge Blackheart? Pirate king of ours, gathered one shot.
I'm just fired, you know?
And then here I am, you all, just pushing back the cuticles with this cuticle pusher. I did get this off AliExpress. It's by the Fabian store. And I have linked it in materials needed for beginner nail techs, that video on my channel. So if you want to see basically everything I used, just be sure to check out that video, because I do link everything there for the most part. Except for, my new drill and things like that, because I did get that after the fact. But honestly, you all can see how it's kind of flicked up and it's like kind of puffy looking. That's how you want it to look like whenever you're going in to soak off the nail, because that lets you know that whatever product you're using is definitely not MMA. It's EMA, because EMA puffs up and it flakes. And I was so mad at myself, because I was like, dang, I should have showed them a picture of where I did it with the with her right hand, which is this hand that you see right now, because that one, when I took the clip off, because I had to let it soak a little bit longer than the other hand, it was like really puffy. So yeah. So but yeah, you guys, it should not be shiny or like super sticky and tacky feeling. That definitely for sure is MMA. You don't want that. You definitely want to make sure you're using EMA on all of your clients. And then now I'm going in with a mandrel bit, and I'm using 150 grit sanding band, so a medium grit sanding band, and I'm just going in with that. And this is a zebra one, that's why it's white, so just so that you know. And I'm going to just go in and remove the shine, or really just etch the nail at the back, etch the natural nail to remove any oils and things off the nail, so that way we can ensure that we don't have lifting. And that's a really big step. I also will then going in with my other prepping bit. So then after this one, I'll go in with the needle bit, and I will just use it to lift up anything that from the nail plate. And I'll do that, and then I'll go in with the ball bit afterward to kind of remove any excess dead cuticle. And then if there is still some that persists, like there was some on her middle finger, I don't think I recorded it, but I did go in with my nippers and nip the remainder of the cuticle off. So like I said before, if you're not 100% comfortable with using nippers, then for sure use the prepping bits that I tell you all about. However, there are some things you kind of just can't get with, sometimes with just bits. And you kind of have to be careful too, because you don't want to like tear the skin or anything like that. Because I mean, you could do the same thing with a nipper, but I feel like with a nipper you really can get in there and do what you need to do. But at the same time, most of my clients, all I have to do is use the prepping bits, and it takes less time. But with her middle fingers, like they always grow, her cuticles get really thick, and so they always it's always a lot for me to have to nip off, and the bits don't always do everything that I would need it to do. So just keep that in mind. But most people, you'll find that the bits will work just fine. Okay, so real quick, I'm just doing a drawing to show you where the cuticle is. And so as you can see the little purple line that I put in there, you see basically that is what I'm trying to remove and get lifted up from the nail plate. And so that's what you all see me doing. And you can see that it's sort of starting to lift just a little bit. Just take your time with it. I hope that view helped you all understand what the cuticle actually is. Also, when I go in with my ball bit, you'll notice that that's where I'm going to really target. Is you can see where it's kind of lifted up. It's not the eponychium because it's not live skin, but it's like just hanging on, like it's nearly not attached that much per se, like to the actual plate. But you can see that that's what I'm doing there, is just going over it to get up, just basically move that cuticle off, just get it off of the nail. Okay, and then like I told you all before, I am using the Valentino monomer, and then I'm also using the Super Bond and then the Nail Prep Dehydrator. I'm going in with my Pana brush in the size 12, and like I said, I already did put on the tips off camera, and I'm just going in and applying the dehydrator. I will use the manicure brushes to remove some of the dust that I had from when I finished, like I filed the tips. But yeah, and then I'll be going in again with the Super Bond. So what I do is I put the Super Bond on all 10 fingers, and then I'll go back in right before I'm about to apply the acrylic, and I'll do the second layer. So that way, like if I'm going to do the right hand first, then I'll go ahead and right before I get ready to do the acrylic, I'll do a layer, and then when I get to the left hand, I'll do my second layer, so that way it's fresh. But let's say if I messed up and I forgot to apply my second layer on the other hand, I still applied it though, so it's not like I just forgot completely. But I have done that before and it's worked out okay. And I'm just showing you all the flakes I'm using, which I got off Amazon, and then I'm using this color from Glam and Glits. I'm using Classic Nude, and I'm using this quality color called Papaya, and I'm using Kutie from Krylx. And I'm just adding more monomer here because I did do the other hand off camera, just because I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to execute what she wanted, but I want to make sure I had an idea in my mind before I just came on camera and just took forever. So yeah. Right here I'm applying Papaya, and this is just going to be a full glitter nail with Papaya. And then I'm going to use, also I didn't show it, but I'm going to be using Valentino, the Crystal Clear. And I'm going to use that to encapsulate it. And so that's what all you will see me using. Guys, let me know if I did a better job this time with the views or the angles. I hope I did. Hopefully you're able to see a little bit better and see everything I'm doing. You can see me pick up some of the beads depending on the color that I'm using. So yeah, for sure, let me know how I did. Okay, and then for this nail, I'm going in at the back with Classic Nude from Valentino, and I'm just fixing up the color because that was what was on the nail before. If y'all remember from the last video, it was Classic Nude. So I'm doing that, and then I'm going to pick up, I think it's Charo, or I don't know, you guys. I really do not know how to pronounce the Glam and Glitz color, but I showed you all what it is. So don't fry me too much in the comments. But then I'm going to be going in with that shortly after, but I won't be doing it quite yet. I'm basically only doing like a part of the nail with that. I'm not going to do like the entire nail with the Classic Nude, and so I'm going to make like a little divot or like a little area for that color to go, the second color, and you'll see what I'm talking about later on. And then here I am using Classic Nude again to do my French tip. And at the back, I'm just using that, and I'm just going to be making the nude part of the nail. And you all see me do that. And then what happens is, once I let this dry for a little bit, or once I let it dry, then I'll come back in with my file and I'll shape it up before applying the other colors. And you all will see me do that. But when I do that, I do go ahead and cover up my monomer and just kind of move my powders over just a little bit so I don't get any of like the debris from me filing into either the monomer or in the powders. Guys, and then on this nail, I'm going to be using Kutie by Krylx. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm just using Kutie. It does glow. You know, I forgot to get a picture of what it looked like glowing in the dark, you guys. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna see if she can't see me a picture. And then, I don't know if you all noticed, but I did notice later on that this nail was entirely too long. Like, I don't even know. I think I got distracted when I was doing that. I just didn't think about it. But at the end, I did fix it up, so you will notice it. If it does seem shorter later on in the video, that's why I clipped it down. It happens, but at least I caught it while she was still here. So yeah. And that's what I'm using. And then it's very important to turn your nail like to all sides. Like, definitely turn your nail so that way you can see what it looks like and whether you need to add more, if you need to add less. And just check your time, you know, just make sure you keep control over the bead and just really allow yourself, just give yourself enough time to really maneuver with, like, work with it and just maneuver the bead. On the thumbnail at the back, I'm filling it in with Crystal Clear from Valentino. And then I'm going to take the flakes, like so the foil that I showed you all earlier. And I'm going to be doing that and placing that down first on the nail, which you'll see in a few. And then I'll go in with the Glam and Glitz color around it and just place it around because I'm trying to kind of hide her natural, like the free edge of her natural nail. And then I'll go in with some of the clawly, like the glitter. And I think it just makes it look really cute and just fun and different. So, I don't know. I really liked this set. I felt like it was fun and it just had a lot to offer. So, yeah. And you will see me struggling with this just a little bit, but I got it down. As you all can see what I'm saying now, how I told you I was going to apply the Glam and Glitz color. That's what color that is. Right there on the nail. And I'm just like patting that in and just making sure I get it onto the nail pretty smooth. And then like I told you, I did say I was going to shape up this nail right here, which is exactly what I did. Just to go ahead and get it and make sure it's nice, it had a nice shape, and also was symmetrical and even on both sides. And so that's what you see me doing here. And then I'm going to go in with the Glam and Glitz color, Crystal Clear, and Kutie, and I'm going to do like a marble effect French tip. Like, these nails were so cute. Like, they just really turned out really, really cute. I love the color scheme. Like, I don't know, it was just a lot of fun. She said she was a pumpkin now, so I was just, it was funny. But yeah, so I really did love these nails. Hopefully you all enjoyed them just as much as I did. And actually, comment if you like these nails. Comment a pumpkin down below, and definitely give this video a like. So yeah. So I'll explain marbling to you all in just a little bit. So there's a couple ways you can marble. You could pick up both colors. So you can make sure your brush is kind of wet, and you could dip your brush into both colors. Like, you dip one side, then you dip the other side, and then you could do it that way. However, I find sometimes, like, the only reason I didn't do it here was because when I tried to do that with the Krylx color, it just would not pick up, and it, I don't know, it just was a really weird consistency. So what I did instead, and which is what I suggest for beginners to do anyway, is I put one color down, picked it up like with a little bit, make it a little bit more runny, picked it up, put it down, picked up clear, set it on top of that color, picked up the other color, set it on top of the clear, and then put clear on top, and then I marbled it into get like I did it like a swirl with that, and that helped a lot. But I've been able to do it both ways. You kind of just have to know what the consistency of each color is like, so definitely test it out before you just throw it on the nail. Okay, and then here we are again. I'm back filing. I hate this happened, but I really had thought that I already had like recorded, but I don't know. It was not recording, so I caught it, and that's why we started back on the middle finger. I'd already filed the pinky and the ring finger. And the way I file is, you know, I always like to go under the nail to make sure it's straight out. I don't like to see nails that have like a curve or they have like jagged edges underneath the nail, so I like to do that. And then I also will go on sometimes and file along on the sides of the nail to make sure that it's a smooth transition out. That's what I like to see. And yeah, so that's all I'm doing here, and I'm just shaping up the sides to make sure it's tapered and even, and then I am going to file the free edge as well. And then now here I am, I'm going in with the carbide bit, and this is also from Pana, and I'm using that to go in and file up the nails. I am using a speed of 10 on my Kiara Sky nail drill, and that's all I'm doing here. And I have already, if you all want to know a detailed way on how I like to e-file, shape, apply my tips, all of that stuff, there are already videos on my channel, and I have all that stuff basically in a playlist. You can just watch it just for beginners, and I'll go ahead and again link that up in the cards here as well, so that way you all can check that video out and get as much assistance as you feel you may need. You know, I know it can be a lot and be kind of daunting to figure out how to create like really these nice nails you see on Instagram all the time. And although I don't claim for my work to be the best, I feel like I have learned some tips and tricks that have helped me in the past, because I didn't always have that when I started out years ago. So yeah, y'all, that's all you see me doing. I'm sorry that I'm kind of in the way with my hand and the e-file a little bit. I do apologize for that, but I do go in and I use the carbide bit to go in and make sure I have a nice C curve underneath the nail. Like I make a little C, just because I don't like how if nails don't have like a little curve in them or something like that. It bothers me. So that's what I did with that, just to go in and fix up the nail. And then after that, I basically am finished, and yeah. Okay, and now I'm taking this buffer block, which I did film me showing you all this particular block in a Amazon haul. I'll link that up in the cards as well, so y'all can check that out. I also have a link to where I got the flakes from in that Amazon haul as well, so definitely check that out too. And I'm just going in and buffing. I buffed the underside of the nail and the top. And then I'll go in and I'll spray the nail with alcohol, 70% alcohol, and I'll take a lint-free wipe and I'll just wipe it down after I go back, after I finish shaping up or doing whatever shaping I feel like I needed to do. Okay, and then you all made it to the end. Like I said, I did trim these nails down, so if you notice it look a little bit shorter, that's why. I did mention that before. But I'm just doing a very, very thin layer of the Valentino No Wipe Top Coat. That's really how you're going to be able to keep your shape. When you're using gel, do very, very thin layers. You don't want them like stupid thick, because then your nails are going to look dumb thick. So, yeah. And then I am using the Kiara Sky, the Beyond Pro volume 2 gel lamp, and you'll see me flip it on, and then I'm also going to be putting it on 60 seconds, and she'll go and put her hand in there and it'll cure. And then for the thumb finger, I did go under the underside of the nail and I used the top coat under there as well, because it is like a clear nail and it has glitter and stuff. I want to make sure it looks shiny on both sides and it doesn't look like murky or anything. Right here, I'm showing you all that I'm using the Young Nails Rose Cuticle Oil, and I'm just going to apply this all over our cuticles. And yeah, I think they turned out really pretty. I liked all the colors together. They just flowed really nicely. And I think it kind of does give fall vibes just a little bit, but not too much. And yeah, so hopefully you all enjoyed the video. And like I said, don't forget, Put a pumpkin in the comment section down below if you liked how this set turned out, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.